Steelers returned from Ireland and their bye week with a 23-9 victory over the Cleveland Browns at Acrisure Stadium. Rodgers had a 70% passing day, 2 touchdowns, one to Connor Hayward, the other DK Metcalf. The first one, good job by Rodgers to extend the play, and Hayward a great catch in the back of the end zone there. Rodgers said in his presser after the game that Connor was just a clear out on that play. He probably wasn't going to end up throwing it to him. The other touchdown was to DK. He was able to shake loose a Browns defender who had been on the roster about 4 days with a nice slant and go double move. He was able to just jog under that ball, walk into the end zone. Metcalf almost had another one of those earlier, but Rodgers' pass hung up in the air way too long, and the defense was able to recover. 2 sacks for Jalen Ramsey in his first game back from that hamstring injury, 2 for Nick Herbig, 1 for Derek Harmon, and TJ and Alex split the other sack. 6 total sacks, 16 quarterback hits. On the flip side of that, Rodgers was sacked 0 times, only hit 3 times. So a great job for the protection today. Starting to earn Rodgers' trust a little bit more. After the game, Rodgers specifically praised Broderick Jones and the work that he did one-on-one.
Obviously, you're playing a generational type player like that. There's not going to be a ton of one-on-ones. We're going to throw different things at him. I thought we did a good job with tight ends, various body types, and running backs out there trying to chip him just to kind of slow him down. But when he had singles, I felt like Brod, I got to look at the film, but it seems like he played pretty well.
It'll be interesting to see the All-22 when that comes out to see how they attacked Myles Garrett, if it was just another leave Dan Moore in an island kind of game, or if they had more schematics to throw at him, because he was essentially silent today. Only 2 total tackles, no quarterback hits, no sacks. So Broderick Jones seems to be trending upwards. I'm sure pundits will have plenty of crow to eat and tweets to delete when that All-22 drops. There was a play with Cleveland. Number 84 thought the whistle was blown too early and he could have gotten more yards after the catch. And I got to tell you, especially against the Steelers defense, you do not want that continuation, because 9 times out of 10, if they let you keep going, that's going to hurt you. You're going to end up fumbling. They got guys flying in, punching at the ball. Only 1 time out of 10, you're going to end up, that's going to work in your favor. Ron Tolbert is quickly becoming one of my least favorite humans on earth. Tomlin said after the game they knew that this crew were sticklers, and that's exactly what they were. TJ was flagged multiple times for lining up offsides, and they had footage of him checking with the officials to say, hey, am I good here? And they were giving him the all clear and then flagging him for it. So I don't know what kind of entrapment nonsense that was, but they took away another strip sack just like the Atlanta game last year. I saw a TikTok this past week. Someone was interviewing TJ, and he said, listen, I have to talk to every single officiating crew that does one of our games and say, it's going to look like I'm offsides, but trust me, I know the snap count. I've studied it. I'm just faster at reacting than the center is. The running into the kicker on Waitman, Tolbert, after a lengthy conversation with his crew, came out of it and was about to do the personal foul, but then was, running into the kicker. So just a 5-yard there instead of the 15-yarder, but it was still a first down. A little bit of a makeup call there for the previous play where Metcalf only had 1 arm available to go up for a Rodgers pass because the other was pinned to his side by a defensive hold. That's why you saw Rodgers doing that. Eccles got called for a defensive pass interference on a play where he was body slammed to the ground by Jerry Jeudy. I mean, that seemed like a situation where there's fighting going both ways, which is typically a no call. But when the fighting going both ways escalates into one guy body slamming another, it's insane to turn around and say, oh yeah, defensive foul because you baited him into body slamming you. No matter what you did before that, getting body slammed, at the very least, offsetting penalties. Good Lord. As far as I'm concerned, Boswell still has not missed a kick this year. He had that one that was blocked, which I put more on Pat. And he had the one today where his plant foot seemed to slip on a cartoon banana peel that had found its way onto the field somehow. I don't know how you keep playing on this field. Rodgers called it out after the game. He said the field was borderline unplayable towards the end. I'm sure Boswell would agree with that assessment. Speaking of Rodgers' pressers, I think it's funny how he always talks for twice as long as any of the other players or Tomlin. They all talk about 5 minutes. Rodgers is always there for about 10. Now, I know people want to talk to the quarterback more, but, he's out there rattling off every catch DK made today. It's like he's trying to convince us, no, guys, I didn't fry my brain on ayahuasca. I can still remember things. I can do my job. I read this week that the Steelers and the state of Pennsylvania need to come up with a plan because Acrisure either needs like $60 million of renovation or they need an entirely new stadium. That field, I mean, it's not becoming a problem. It's been a problem for a long time. They just got to get Pitt out of there, man. You can't keep putting professional athletes risking millions of dollars in their ligaments, throwing them out there on this field that's basically a vacant lot from Hey Arnold. It's ridiculous. I think the only injury that Tomlin noted after the game was Miles Killebrew with a significant knee injury. I don't think they showed a replay of it, and that's probably a bad sign for him. He'll be tough to replace because of how many hats he wears for the Steelers special teams. I think he's on every single unit except the field goal kicking unit. So replacing him might be a multiple hands in the pile situation. It might not just be one guy who steps up.